My ex is coming to my b-day. It's my b-day, so you don't get a say, my wife told me. I said, okay, then invited his pregnant fiancé and ordered a b-day cake that did the talking. She wanted attention, and she got it. My wife, Sarah, and I had been married for 3 years when she started acting weird about her birthday party. She wanted this huge celebration at our house, invited like 50 people, and kept being super secretive about the guest list. 2 weeks before the party, she drops this bomb on me over dinner. Daniel's coming to my party. My fork literally stopped halfway to my mouth. Daniel, her ex-boyfriend from college, the guy she dated for 4 years before we met, the same Daniel who still texted her happy birthday every year and liked every single one of her Instagram posts. I asked her why she'd invite her ex to a party at our house. She got defensive immediately. He's an old friend and it's my birthday, so you don't get a say in who I invite. The way she said it felt wrong. Not just the words, but the tone, like she was daring me to argue about it. I told her fine, whatever makes you happy. She seemed surprised I didn't fight her on it, even smiled a little like she'd won something. But here's the thing, I'm not stupid. I'd seen the way Sarah talked about Daniel over the years, how she'd bring him up randomly in conversations, how she still had photos of them together tucked away in a box in our closet, how her face would change whenever his name came up. So I did some digging, found Daniel's Facebook profile and started scrolling. Took me maybe 5 minutes to find what I needed. Daniel was engaged, had been for 8 months. His fiancée Jessica was 6 months pregnant based on the photos. They looked happy in every picture. Gender reveal parties, ultrasound photos, the whole thing. But here's what stood out to me. Sarah had liked every single one of these posts. She knew Daniel was engaged and having a baby, yet she still invited him to our house without mentioning any of it to me. That night I called the bakery where Sarah had ordered her birthday cake, told them I wanted to add a special surprise. The lady asked what I had in mind. I said I wanted a second smaller cake, nothing fancy, just needed specific writing on it. She said they could definitely do that. I gave her the exact message I wanted and paid extra to keep it off the main order form. Sarah would see the bill for her big 3-tier cake, but not the addition. The morning of the party, Sarah was running around getting everything perfect. Hair appointment, nail appointment, new dress that cost more than our electric bill. She kept checking her phone every few minutes. I asked if she was expecting someone important. She just said she wanted to make sure everyone knew when to arrive. Around 2 p.m., guests started showing up. Sarah's friends, some of my buddies, neighbors, coworkers, normal party crowd. Then at 2:3, Daniel walked through our front door. Sarah's whole face lit up when she saw him. She practically ran over to give him this long hug that lasted way too long. I watched from across the room, phone in my hand. Daniel looked exactly like his Facebook photos. Tall, decent-looking guy, wearing clothes that probably cost more than my car payment. He brought Sarah this huge bouquet of roses, red roses, not even trying to be subtle about it. They stood in our kitchen talking for like 20 minutes, while Sarah completely ignored her other guests. I could see people starting to notice. Her friend Michelle kept giving me these concerned looks. That's when I sent the text. I'd gotten Jessica's number from a mutual friend the week before, told her there was a party today and I thought she might want to come support her fiancé. Gave her our address and everything. She'd seemed confused but grateful. Said Daniel told her he was visiting his sick aunt today. 30 minutes later, Jessica walked in. She was visibly pregnant, wearing a cute maternity dress, carrying a gift bag. Her face was all smiles until she saw Daniel standing in our kitchen with his arm around my wife's shoulder. The entire party went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Jessica just stood there in our doorway, staring at her fiancé who told her he was visiting a sick relative. Daniel's face went completely white. He immediately dropped his arm and started walking toward Jessica, stammering something about this being a surprise. Sarah was looking between them, totally confused, asking who this woman was. I stepped forward with the biggest smile on my face. This is Jessica, Daniel's fiancé. She's 6 months pregnant with his baby. I figured since we're celebrating Sarah's birthday, we should celebrate their good news too. The look on Sarah's face was priceless. Pure shock mixed with embarrassment and anger. Jessica wasn't crying or making a scene. She just looked at Daniel and said, "We'll talk about this at home," then turned around and left. Daniel ran after her apologizing. They were gone in less than 2 minutes. The party was dead silent until the doorbell rang again. The bakery delivery. I opened the door and there were 2 cakes. The big fancy 3-tier one Sarah ordered, and my special edition, a small sheet cake with blue frosting. The writing said, "Congratulations Daniel and Jessica on your baby boy." I had them put it right next to Sarah's birthday cake on the table. Sarah's friends started whispering. Some people were trying not to laugh. Michelle came up to me and whispered, "That's brutal, man." Sarah pulled me aside, absolutely furious. "How could you do this?" she hissed. I looked at her calmly. "You invited your ex to our house without telling me he was engaged and having a baby. You clearly wanted him here for a reason. I just made sure his whole life was represented." She tried to argue but had no defense. Everyone at that party now knew exactly what she'd been trying to do. Half the guests left within 30 minutes. Sarah's birthday was completely ruined, and I didn't feel bad about it at all.